News Talk 1000, WKDE, serving Bedford, Campbell, and Pittsylvania counties.
At First National Bank, we have no service charges on debit cards, and we don't plan to. I'm Courtney Woody, and our local bank offers a variety of accounts for everyone, which will help you bank better and bank for less. First National also has no monthly maintenance fees on free checking, nonprofit, and faith-based checking accounts. If you're worried about your banking fees, contact First National Bank today. We have over 100 years of dependable, low-cost banking. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Good morning. I'm Megan Lucas, Economic Development Director for Altavista and host of It's Your Business, the area's new and only talk show on topics such as economic development, urban growth, business expansion, and real estate development. If you work in the Altavista Central Virginia economy, or if you care about the local community, you'll love the fascinating topics and guests on It's Your Business. You'll hear a new show every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. right here on WKDE 1000 a.m. And if you missed the show by chance, just go to WKDE's website and you can download and listen to the show. As our community grows, it's becoming more and more cosmopolitan. The transformation from a good community to a great community, well, makes for a lot of exciting talk and activity. It's Your Business will explore exciting topics related to Altavista and the Metro's future development. I want to thank First National Bank, Altavista and Lynchburg's premier commercial bank, who's the sponsor of It's Your Business. We're so pleased to have them on board, and more importantly, in our communities. When you get a chance, swing on by any First National Bank and say hello and drop off a little bit of cash if you have to, and open a CD, start a savings account. But remember, First National Bank, they're the sponsor of It's Your Business. I'm thrilled today to have Mayor Mike Mattox on the show. We're just going to chit-chat a little bit about current events in the community and what's going on in our worlds. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Megan. Glad to be here.
You look well rested after a night at Uncle Billy's Days.
All that band Dragonfly, aren't they good?
They were really good, yeah.
Rocking all night long.
It's we're lucky to have Uncle Billy's Day festival going on this weekend. It was a great event last night. Of course, a little hot.
Yes.
Is it typically this hot for Uncle Billy's Day?
You know, this is Central Virginia. It can be very hot, can be very cold, and sometimes it rains a lot. But we get through it every time, and I appreciate it.
Well, it was a nice event last night, and that ribbon cutting was pretty cool. And Carnival was up and running, so I was glad to see that. But today everything starts off well. Right now, 9 o'clock, it all opens up.
That's exactly right.
Are you spending the day down there?
I encourage everybody to spend the day down there. Come visit Altavista. It's a great place to live and work.
So today down at English Park, if you're not familiar with Uncle Billy's Day, it's the Uncle Billy's Day Festival, and that's going on right now at English Park in Altavista. There are craft vendors, food vendors. Altavista on Track is coordinating a car show. And of course, the carnival goes from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. There's some great music. What's really neat about it is this Texaco Country Showdown that's going on, and that's from 11 to 2 p.m. on the main stage. Then the bands start at 2:30 with Diamondback, the Imposters, and then the Works. And around 9:30 there'll be a fireworks show, which I understand, Mayor, the fireworks show is pretty cool.
It's unsurpassed in the region. I mean, if you go there, it's just amazing. It can be seen. I've been 5 or 10 miles away coming back into Altavista, and I've seen the fireworks. It's really nice. You
know, we're real fortunate to have our Chamber of Commerce, which is a community and business-to-business geared Chamber of Commerce, to take on the task of planning and coordinating Uncle Billy's Days. Of course, like all things, they don't do it alone. They're the coordinator and they're the implementer, but they do it with the help of sponsors. And the town council, the town of Altavista, is a big sponsor for Uncle Billy's Days.
We consider Uncle Billy's Day to be one of our best marketing tools for Altavista. We're trying to bring in new people in Altavista, new businesses into Altavista, and what better way is show what a great community you are and how we celebrate living in Altavista.
You know, you're so right. I was just reading an article, Mayor, and I don't know if you saw it, about Roanoke. Let me see if I can find where that piece of information went. So Roanoke, they have a marathon and a half marathon. Did you know that?
Yes.
So the Roanoke, it's called the Foot Levelers Blue Ridge Marathon Half Marathon. And this year, the economic impact of that event grew 26.3%. And I bring that out because people tend to forget or don't realize the economic impact that events have on communities. And Uncle Billy's Day is right up there.
Well, I'm a small business owner, and there are a number of small businesses in Altavista, and we feel that impact. I mean, we see the additional traffic coming into town. We see people going into our different shops, into our restaurants, into our businesses, and it's a great thing for Altavista as a whole. I mean, it's a way to, it's like a homecoming in a way where you get people that you know and love and have lived in Altavista for a long time, but sadly had to move away for one reason or the other, and they come back, and it's a great time to get together and talk.
I think it's great that the town and the council under your leadership continue to sponsor and support Uncle Billy's Days. And there's some other sponsors that sign on that contribute to the event as well. Bud Light, of course, that's the beer of choice down at Uncle Billy's Days. Centra, First National Bank, those are the gold sponsors. And then the bronze sponsor is Autocycle, which is new and used auto parts. And of course, the Chamber of Commerce. And they're what I always call the belly button. They're the ones planning and coordinating, getting I think they said, I don't know, hundreds of volunteers, Mayor. Do you have any idea how many volunteers?
With the volunteer organizations and the fact that the Altavista EMS, and some of the other organizations that come in and spend their time down there and help it to be a safe and successful festival, it really means a lot to us. It tells you a whole lot about our community.
I think so too. And if you listened to the show last Saturday, which I'm sure you and everybody did, the chamber was on telling us about some of the really great international cuisine that's down there this weekend, from Japanese tempura, Asian, Mexican, Greeks. A good gyro is hard to find, Mayor. I don't know about you, but I love gyros. And then funnel cakes. Of course, you can't have a festival without a funnel cake.
Kebabs, don't forget the kebabs.
Oh, that's right. The kebabs are going to be there.
Yeah.
Of course, ice cream. So they've got great food, some really great jewelry vendors and craft vendors. From Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia. Of course, you'll get everything from handmade soaps to purses to wood items. You name it. You can get a little bit of everything.
Well, not only that, Altavista itself offers a little bit of everything. Let's not forget our small businesses. Let's think about the Dairy Freeze. Let's think about Chefs. Let's think about Frank's Pizza. Let's think about New York Pizza. Let's think about the Main Street Cafe. All up there. Let's go to McDonald's. Let's go to Wendy's. Let's go to Applebee's. Don't forget, when you're coming into Altavista, there's a lot. Enjoy it and come back often.
Yeah, I think it really is great, and it puts it's always great to throw the doors open. Of course, the doors are always open in Altavista for business and for people and for visitors. But if you guys are thinking about what you want to do today, come on down to Altavista. If you live outside, come visit us. If you're an Altavista resident, grab your lawn chair and get out the door and come on down to English Park in Altavista and enjoy Uncle Billy's Day Festival. It's got everything a festival needs and more, and it's really I can't wait for that fireworks show, Mayor.
It's wonderful.
I hear it's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
I'm looking forward to that. We want to say thanks to Patty Eller and her board of directors at the chamber and all the volunteers that coordinate everything. Now, if you're going out there, remember, you can bring a lawn chair, you can bring an umbrella, you can bring a cooler. I think you can bring a cooler, but you can't bring a pet. Is that right, Mayor?
That's correct.
No pets. Let me double check that cooler thing. I'm pretty sure. Well, I think you can bring a cooler. Don't quote me on it, people. So if you get down there today and they say, and you tell them I said you could bring a cooler, and they say no, I'm sorry. But make sure you get down there. Other things that are going on, I want to kind of tell you about that's going on in the community. Of course, the chamber does more than coordinate Uncle Billy Days. They'll have the TGIF, which is the Thank Goodness It's Friday event. They do those throughout the summer. The next one will be June 28th, 5:30 to 9 o'clock at Avoca. And that's live music, food, beverages. It's $4 a person. And, of course, if children under 12 get in free. And that's a great way to hang out and engage with your community, your neighbors, and do a little business. Mayor, did you go by chance last week?
No, I'm still teaching.
You're still teaching.
I'm still working two jobs. I've got another week, and then I'll be finished.
Boy, those students, they must be real excited to have the mayor as their teacher.
I think they are.
That's pretty cool.
Some of them even call me Mr. Mayor instead of Mr. Mattox.
Now, Mayor, you are an environmental science, No.
Geology major.
Geology major, and you teach?
Earth science.
Earth science, that's what it's getting at. So earth science, do you ever get into government discussions since they know that you're the mayor?
Certainly.
That's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Well, it's always exciting when you get the students engaged and where they want to talk about things, especially of local interest.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe get some of them, maybe they get involved and excited about local government and I'll run for mayor someday.
Well, let me tell you, I had the opportunity last week to go up to Altavista High School and talk to each and every government class. And these are the seniors.
Really?
And it was wonderful. They have a great perspective and a great love of Altavista. Some of them are going off to college, university, and have these great plans. But eventually, they all sort of think, I want to come back to Altavista and raise my family. Yeah. I mean, and they came up with some great ideas. They came up with some great ideas on what we need downtown, some things that would make them want to live in Altavista.
Oh, like what? Do you remember? Can you recall?
Well, certainly. They certainly like to see a few more restaurants and opportunities for young people to hang out. One of the most interesting things they talked about was where they wanted to go down to the old skating ring, and they said, "Well, we understand the skating ring really couldn't sustain itself, but how about let's go ahead and put a little movie theater off the side of it, and maybe a part of a bowling alley right there, and then you almost got like a little mini mall of opportunities for young people." Yeah. And I mean that came from them. I mean it was wonderful, and a little snack bar in between. Yeah. So
those are good ideas. Yeah. Does our local school have an FBLA program or any of those? Future Business Leaders of America. I've seen programs across the country where those organizations, combined with a local chamber, and local communities, have created many incubators and many businesses to teach those students about how to run a business in a comfortable, safe environment where they're not going to all lose their shirts. That might be kind of fun to think about for the future.
Well, it's funny you should talk about that because we talked about one of your strategic goals, and that's to have an incubator plan, plan or idea where you can go away to college, or you've got an idea of working something to make money in your backyard, and you want to grow. And you need a little bit of time and space to get it off the ground, and we're looking to find a way that we can make that happen. You can speak more to that than I can.
There are a lot of great incubator success stories that take a business from the garage into a smaller facility that they have common space with other businesses and other industries, and they share that common area, but then like administrative staff and copy machines and a break room and all those elements that a single business enjoys, and you put it in one area, and then you have a bunch of other up-and-coming businesses, and you're kind of sharing that. And there are stories of some real success stories of business incubators. Sometimes they're just an all-out general incubator. Sometimes they're targeted incubators. One of the things that we talk about is having a advanced manufacturing specific incubator. But I toured an incubator up in Indianapolis a couple years ago, and it was all medical technology. Mm-hmm. And incubators can work. If they're done properly, they are a lot of work, a lot of time and energy. But there's a lot of great things to experience in the world, and you as a small business owner know the joys of running a business. You also know the hardships from time to time. But from my field, when you help somebody take that idea from paper to fruition, there's nothing better than that.
Well, I can tell you that when you're growing a business, you're going to make mistakes. Yeah. And you need a little bit of a safety net to know that you always have a place that you can come back to and reevaluate and move forward and try something new. Yep. And that's one of the things I think our incubator program would work for us. Yep. And why is it important for Altavista? Because where you start your business, where you start to grow your business is usually where your business stays. Yep. And that's what we want. We want new business in Altavista. We want new jobs in Altavista. We want Altavista to grow, and it's the wealth of Altavista to be continually increasing.
It's important. You've heard me talk about, and some folks who may be listening have heard me talk about, when in economic development, we can go out and try and we can spend thousands of dollars trying to recruit a company to Altavista and not get that company to come here. But when you have people who are in their basements or in their garages or in their barns growing a small business, they've already selected Altavista. They're already committed to being here. So imagine when we take those dollars that we would spend chasing down a major corporation and we invest it over those small businesses, giving them the capital and the information they need and the access to resources that they need to grow in our community. It's the whole concept of are we out hunting industry, or are we growing it? Are we gardening it? And we want to be gardeners of industry and business development, and that's Incubator makes that happen.
Well, you and I have talked about even going to local colleges and universities, about going over and say, Altavista is an opportunity for you, opportunity to bring your ideas and put them forth, and we want to help you to do it. We've had a group of students down from Lynchburg College that we gave a nice little tour, and I want to appreciate you and the town manager, Mr. Coxdale, for coming out and speaking with them. And what they were doing is they were walking around Altavista looking for ways that we could become more of a sustainable community, because that age and that group of young people they're not only are they looking for a job, they're looking for a way of life.
Yep.
And that's a great thing that we need to be aware of. We need to understand what the future's sort of going to be like, so we can work towards that.
You know, businesses and industries, when they are relocating, they are looking for communities whose community culture most closely identifies with their corporate culture. And if we want to have if we want Altavista to grow and we want to be a draw for young people or younger families, we have to have that culture that they engage in. And so I think that the future, there's a lot of opportunities for Altavista, certainly, and sustainable communities is part of that.
Well, you know, we talk about sustainable, but we need to really think about what the word sustainable means. It's not really something off the wall, off the chart. What sustainability means is that you live within your means.
Yeah.
And every one of us use sustainability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're a young family, then you may have a certain budget that you have to live within. If you're a company, you have a certain way that you need to do your business. Mm-hmm. There's no way that you can run a business at a loss.
Right.
One of the primary things you have to remember with a business, they have to make money. And it's important for us to create an environment in Altavista where a business can make money and grow.
Yeah. And I want to, on that note, you know, just today I had somebody stop me and say, Megan, when are you getting a Chick-fil-A here? And my comment is, there's a lot of really great restaurants in Altavista. And I know folks out there think, boy, it'd be great if we had, insert your own, Starbucks, restaurant, coffee, whatever that you would like to see in Altavista. But those sit back and think about what you'd like to, from a service standpoint, restaurant standpoint. You think about what you'd like to have in Altavista. Those businesses, before they come to Altavista, they want to know how successful the businesses that are already here are. And so really, it's important to spend your dollars in Altavista. It's important to shop in Altavista. And shop in, for those of you who are listening beyond our borders, of course, come into Altavista and shop it. But spending your dollars locally is so critical to community and economic development. And that's such an important point. And the sustainability.
Well, you think about that. There are local business owners. Think about Vista Food. Think about some of the restaurants located in town. Think about Rantree's Hardware.
Yeah.
Think about English's Hardware. These are all locally owned businesses. The profit stays in our community and it's reinvested into our community.
Right.
So we should always be looking for homegrown growth.
Yep.
And that's what keeps people in town, and it really sets us apart from other localities.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
What do you think, Mayor? In your experience, what's the biggest challenge to owning and running your own business as a small business owner?
The business is getting off the ground.
Yeah.
And there's an old saying about first generation businesses is that they make so many mistakes. Mm-hmm. A good friend of mine told me once he knew I was a good businessman now because I'd made so many mistakes and learned from them. And I think that's the biggest challenge is no one is born knowing how to run a business.
Right.
And you need a little bit of time and a little bit of help and maybe a mentor to make sure that you can run it.
Yeah.
Some businesses maybe have been handed down a generation and they have that family memory or institutional memory how it works and they've grown up in the business. But if you're starting one from scratch, it's pretty tough.
And what advice do you give to that person who may be tinkering around in their garage or their kitchen or thinking about opening a business? What sort of advice would you give them?
Come see you.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. They should come see me and the chamber, but certainly, yeah. Besides that.
I would say you need a great business plan.
Right.
You need a business plan and that you need to understand your community. One of the mistakes that I've made in my business, I've tried to sell things that I think people should have instead of what people want.
Yeah.
And you really can't do that. You need to see what your market is and see what the customers, there's a need for.
Yeah.
Another thing is look at another business where someone's being, another town where someone's successful and say, can I apply that model in Altavista? Are they doing something that there's a niche in Altavista where I can be successful? Happens all the time.
Yeah. You're right on target about the business plan. Businesses a business will fail in the first 18 months if they don't have a business plan. And sometimes people tend to think that one of the mistakes I've seen is they have a business plan and they get funded, their business is up and running, and they'll step back and say, well, I've got my business plan, I've got my funding, the business is running, I'm hands off, I don't need to do anymore. The business plan is not a document that's concrete. It's a document that it's your roadmap, and it's always changing, and you always you should always be tweaking it and massaging it because it sets the course for your business. The business you have today is not the same business you started how many years ago?
Over 25 years ago.
And so that business plan is critical for understanding your market. Market changes daily, but quarterly, monthly, yearly. And so a good business person, once they have a business plan written, it just grows from there. But a business will fail. It's like trying to build a house without designs. It's like trying to make a cake without eggs or flour or those key ingredients. It's the ingredients for your success in business. And there are a lot of great resources around here to help with business plans. Of course, my office, the Department of Economic Development at Town Hall of Altavista, is always available to help, as well as the Altavista Chamber of Commerce. But you're so right.
Region 2000.
Region 2000, yeah. I've seen lots of businesses fail because they think, oh, I'm a really good mechanic, or I'm a really good crocheter, or I'm a really good muffin maker. Therefore I can run a business. And there's more to running a business than just a good product.
That's right.
And what do you think? What are those elements?
Well,
just a good product.
A good sense of the understanding of cash flow.
Yeah, cash flow.
Just because you have $1 in your hand today doesn't mean that it's $1 that you can spend today.
Yep.
A good relationship with your employees, where you understand that it's all about customer service.
Yep.
I love when I go to Chick-fil-A. You talk about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Whenever you say thank you, they always say my pleasure.
Yep.
I mean, you really got to focus on the customer when they walk in the door and understand that's the reason you're there is for the customer.
Yep.
It's not to be doing something else. You focus on the customer.
Yep, that's right. I was reading an article that I was talking about really, we've become such a digital age where businesses are trying to rely a lot more on social media. And social media has its place in its marketing plan. But remember the basics in doing business, the fundamentals in marketing. Please and thank you. A handwritten note that actually has a stamp on it and goes in the mail to your customers, it makes a really good impact. Sending key customers invitations or notes of specials. And of course, always engaging all of your customers. I've been in restaurants where the owner doesn't want to walk around because they don't want to hear what we have to say as a customer. And when that owner is an owner of a business, if you stop listening to your customers, your business is going to suffer.
You're exactly right. You have to go, and you have to be involved in your business.
Yeah.
You have to. If it's your business, it's your life. And I tell people that one of the things I like about being mayor is that I'm vested in Altavista.
Yeah.
Altavista, as Altavista goes, so goes I.
Yeah.
If we're booming and there's a lot of traffic going on, then I'm successful. And if we're not, then not so much.
Yeah. I want to talk about, and I've got a whole stack of stuff here for us to talk about, but you're now six months in to being mayor of Altavista. You've been, of course, you're a lifelong resident of Altavista.
Yep.
If you're out there listening and you're related to the mayor, raise your hand, which is pretty much everybody listening. But you're a hometown. This is your community. You own a business, and you've been on the council. You were on the council for 11 years?
10 years.
10 years. Now you're the mayor of Altavista, and you're 5 months into it, 6 months into it today. So how's it been?
First thing I want anyone to do, if you ever see Mr. Rudy Burgess,
Yeah.
Mayor Rudy Burgess, go by and thank him, because I've got every day I'm a mayor, I gain a greater appreciation for what the work he's done for our town.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
But the thing that I've enjoyed most about being mayor is how excited people are about Altavista.
Yeah.
They come up to you and say, "What do you think about this? Have you thought about this a little bit?" And I'm thinking, "Yeah." I said, "Come on, let's come on up and get involved. Let's change our town to where you want to be or where we want to be."
Yeah.
I mean, we're really a evolving town from what used to be a mill town, textile furniture, to something new and different.
Right.
And we really are looking to see what direction we want to go with that. But I think it's going to be a great community.
You've been having fun the first...
Well, I've set the record for the shortest meeting. I think
Yeah.
I've set the record for the longest meeting.
There was one or two, as I reflect back, long ones, but you'll have that. That's part of government.
Well, I agree. I mean,
In the budget process, I guess hopefully soon we'll approve a budget.
we're
on track.
there are a lot of things we can brag on our budget.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to wait until the budget's approved before I brag on
Let's
them.
wait, because we don't want to. Well, you don't want to jinx it. But
No.
I've got to tell you, this is my first time being on this side of the table as far as municipal budgeting goes. I've always been the nonprofit on the other side, and so as an employee of the town and a municipality, it's really been a great process. And I have to. He's my boss, but I'm not just saying this because he's my boss. But Waverly, the town manager, really has a great process with Toby, the finance director, and of course the council. The process for getting ready for the budget and the steps that we've taken as a department head in preparing has been very, I don't want to say easy, but it has been a very smooth process and a very professional and efficient process, which I appreciate. And I didn't expect, not that I didn't expect it from Altavista, I just didn't expect it from any municipality.
Well, most people don't understand that our budget is not just for 1 year.
Right.
We're looking, now sure enough, we vote on the budget for 1 year, but we're always looking 5, 6, 7 years down the road on potential expenses, potential costs.
Well, infrastructure.
Definitely infrastructure. We're going to move forward as quickly as possible. We're replacing some 50, 100-year water lines up and down Main Street in Bedford, and then we're going to expand out through the community.
Yeah.
We're looking at a $7 to $11 million expense. Long overdue. We're going to do it. We're going to get it done. And I'm proud of the fact that our council realizes that, our town manager realizes that, and we're doing something about it. That, one of the best things I like about my council is that we do things. We really don't talk about. We talk about, but we reach a decision and we go ahead and get things done.
I think so. I agree from what I've observed and had the pleasure of being a part of. I've said this before, and people, hopefully people have heard it, but being a leader isn't about looking at what's in front of your face today. It's about looking at the future. It's about the vision for the future and taking responsibility for the future. And all across the country, we've seen examples of elected officials who can only think about what's immediately in front of them, what the immediate gratification is or the immediate impact is for them, their constituents, and their community. But a council that really that has the vision to look long term, that's a leader. Those are true leaders, and I think you're that leader, and
thank you.
And I think that our town council is. I think we're real lucky.
Well,
and I'm not just saying that because I'm employed, which I enjoy. Thank you.
Well, you look at it, and it's like a big jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
And you start putting pieces into place, and eventually you start seeing that vision come around the way that you've always thought it would be. Now, sometimes you get unexpected benefits, sometimes you not so much again, but we're all the time we we know where we want to go, and it just takes a little bit of time for us to lay down the foundations for us to get there.
Yeah.
And we've done that in a number of ways. If you look down at our downtown, and again, if you're listening, merchants in the downtown business district, thank you for your patience, and we truly appreciate you sticking with us, because we're going to be about done here in about a month and a half, certainly by June 15th on the intersection of Pennsylvania and Main Street.
Well, we're going to wrap it up here because the mayor and I have got to get to Uncle Billy's Day Festival down at English Park. And hopefully we'll see you there. If you see the mayor or if you see myself, Megan Lucas, grab me or one of us and tell us you heard us on the show. And we'd just be tickled to death to know that you were listening. So today, Uncle Billy's Day is going on right now at English Park. Also, it's the first Saturday, so the trade lot here in Altavista has got a lot of vendors down there, and that benefits the Altavista High School bands. And the trade lot's located, where's that located at, Mayor?
Right beside Altavista baseball field on 7th Street, right
next to the Y.
Well, Vista Food too.
Oh, Vista Food.
Yeah, let's
let's
advertise for our local businesses. Vista Food.
Absolutely. And so down at the trade lot, you've got vendors there as well as the traditional farmers market going on. On June 8th, there's two big events going on June 8th. The Uncle Billy's Day 2-miler event will be happening, and you can get the information at the Altavista YMCA for that race. So make sure you get signed up. That's 2 miles you're going to run, right, Mayor? Yeah. I'm sorry? Yes? No?
Yep. Thank you, ma'am.
June 8th at 7:30 will be the race, and you want to be down there to participate in Uncle Billy's Day 2-miler. And a lot of people want to know, why is Uncle Billy's Day run not during Uncle Billy's Day? And really, the way I understand it, it's because the Uncle Billy's Day Festival generates a lot of vehicle traffic. Exactly right. And you don't want to be coordinating a run when your runners are dodging cars. So it's sort of the after party. So June 8th, the Uncle Billy's Day 2-miler will be that Saturday morning at 7:30. Also down at English Park on June 8th is the Habitat for Humanities at 10 a.m. They've got their Habiduck race. And there are cash prizes involved in that. And, of course, that's a great organization, supports our community and all of Campbell County. Call the Habitat 309-2688 or contact one of the board members to get some information about that. And then Altavista Rotary, they're planning the Altavista Riverfest, which, if you remember last year, was the cardboard boat races and the canoe races. That's going to be August 3rd at English Park. You can pick up your cardboard now from Steve Farmer Auto Sales, so start building your boat. And I want to say thanks to First National Bank. They're custom banking since 1908, and they are our sponsor for It's Your Business. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Megan Lucas, Economic Development Director for the town of Altavista. If you have comments or questions for me, just give me a buzz at 434-369-5001. Have a great day, and we'll see you at Uncle Billy Days.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.